TV. I'm joined with James, and we are here. It's Transfer Daily Deadline Day special. And what we're doing, we're just giving you an update on what's going on at the moment with the transfers. Of course, all the news at the moment is about Thomas Partey. I've got James Bayliss with me. We've been monitoring what's been going on all day. And James is hotting up, man.
Yeah,
it's hotting up. This Thomas Partey news, which bit out of the blue, really. I think a lot of people this morning thought that this was dead. Absolutely no way that was going to happen. Possibly Hossein Mawar, but again, that seemed dead. And there was also a lot of doom and gloom around, but the news started to emerge. And now, you know, it's getting hotter and hotter. What have you been... Yeah, I know you've been monitoring like social media a lot today to find out what's going on. What have you been hearing?
Well, I mean, the funny thing about transfer deadline day is actually, even though the last day is the best day, things start to emerge the day before, really. We didn't really have that. And I've actually got here, Charles Watts is the guy that everyone's crediting with breaking the story. Obviously, a lot of people on Twitter as well crediting the AFC Bell, which is this account. No one knows who they are, but they've been on this all summer, to be fair to them.
They were the first account that I saw of it today, AFC Bell.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they tweeted around maybe 3-4 hours ago. They said, you know, we're confident it's happening. We believe the bid's been lodged. Anyway, Charles Watts comes out and confirms. He says, bless him, he says it's a terrible time for the website to crash. They've had a few issues there, but all good now. He said he's been told that Arsenal have indicated that they will pay Partey's release clause. The legal team, this was, by the way, about 1:45. He says the legal team were at London Colney to work on the transfer. So he broke the news, and this is really looking like it's going to happen. A lot of people have picked up on it since. I'll read out a few other tweets. But, you know, James Bench, for example, at Football London, he's confirmed the stories as well. And then we've got, if I forgive my Spanish accent, Deportes Cuatro.
Better than mine.
They are, anyway, verified Spanish sports account who've said that Arsenal have informed the league that they will pay the Thomas Partey clause before the end of the day. And I think that's the key thing here. Arsenal don't have to do anything by Atletico. It's all through the La Liga. Guillaume Balag said it himself. If I just get the tweet here, he said, Atletico don't know anything about Arsenal paying the Thomas buyout clause, but they, of course, don't need to know about it. It all goes directly via La Liga. Apparently, they're expecting a courtesy call that's not arrived yet. But
wow.
Yeah.
Which you would have thought, when you think about it, that Arsenal actually, they're doing the Lucas Torreira thing with Atletico, that they might have spoken to them about it. But as you said, they don't have to. It's a release clause. So all you've got to do is meet the release clause. Now, when I was speaking to Fabrizio Romano, he was saying that Atletico, you've got to meet all the release clause. Yeah. The full 45 million. So there's really been a change of heart here, isn't it? Because obviously it looked like they were going after a while. Seems like Leon insistent on the 55 million. Arsenal not looking to stretch that far. And they're like, well, let's go after Thomas Partey. To be fair, for me, I kind of would prefer Partey than Aouar, because I just looking at the spine of the team and I say he will strengthen it. But what do you make? Do you think you can't really call it a plan B because they've both been plan A's?
Yeah, I think Arsenal are really banking on some serious sales. I think they're hoping Guendouzi, Torreira would bring in some money, even if they were loans with obligations to buy, but they haven't been. They're loans with options or no option at all, maybe some low loan fees as well there. So I think it has left Arsenal needing to pick one or the other, or they're trying to call everyone's bluff and actually they do have the money, but that remains to be seen. Clearly we have it for Partey. Everyone's saying that we've now met the release clause and that we're in the works for that, and there's a potential medical happening at the moment. But I think they did look at other options. I think there was talk about Danilo Pereira at Porto, who's now gone to PSG. There was talk, very loose links to Soumare, for example, from Lille.
Yeah, Jorginho.
Well, that was the one they say Arsenal did inquire. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe it was David Ornstein said Arsenal did inquire, but Chelsea wouldn't sell to a rival. Yeah. And so it's left them going, right, well, Aouar's off, so let's go all in for Partey.
Well, let's see what you guys are saying. Max Harris says we need Partey if we want to compete for the top four. Teshring here says money's worth is Partey. Otherwise, Aouar would be having his medical. So, and again, let's get some more comments here and keep those comments coming in. By the way, Emmanuel says, it's not me, you know. This is the thing about these transfer things. Robbie, you better not be lying.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm only reporting what we've heard, which is everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
That Arsenal are in for Partey. I don't know 100%. Yeah. So Emmanuel, I don't want no one turning up and rolling up on me. Yeah. I don't know 100%. But at the moment, that's what the rumours is. I'm just like you, hoping to God that this is going to be true. But it does seem to be everywhere at the moment. Cedric says no chance that Partey goes to Arsenal. That's what Cedric's saying. So he's not very confident. Bill Gates is saying he will stay there. We've got a super chat here. This is from Wayne Sage. He says, is Ben Rama a possibility along with Partey? Think he would be a great alternative to Aouar. Ben Rama plays out wide a lot, don't he?
He does, yeah. I mean, he has played in the 10 for or in more central areas for Brentford. I've been watching Brentford for the last couple of years. He's a really good player. But it's a good point to make because we can still buy domestically till the 16th of October. I think that's something people forget. And there are really appealing championship options, whether it's Todd Cantwell or Emi Buendia. There's actually been no link. That's the problem. It's not like we've been loosely linked at some point. No one said anything about these players. But it maybe gives Arsenal the opportunity to, get Partey done today, all attention on that, and then maybe, use the next 10 days to look at alternatives.
Do you think it might go like this? So this is Mo Goonan was saying here, right? He says Partey is a priority. Ceballos can play as the cam. Now, could you see Ceballos playing that? He plays really well in midfield from deep.
Yeah.
Could you see him playing further forward? With say maybe Partey as your box-to-box and Granit Xhaka there, sort of sitting there, or El Neni?
Why not? He did it for the Spain under-21s when they won the under-21 championships. He had that freedom to go forward. I was in Italy in Bologna when he scored a screamer against Italy, and he did it was very Coutinho-esque. Got the ball cut inside and bent into the far corner. Ceballos definitely has that. The thing is, Arteta's turned him into the more dynamic sort of. I don't want to say box-to-box, but he's tenacious, Ceballos. So he can definitely do that role. I don't see why not, but it's not where Arteta's been using him recently.
Ben's still holding. Oh no, sorry. Asilius says, "Get Samara." How do you pronounce that?
I think it's Samare.
Samare. Get Samare and Partey. Look how Allen and Decore have beefed up Everton, and we're not going to get both of those. You're getting greedy now. We'd be lucky. We'd be lucky to get one, right? So
Yeah.
Ben here also says, "I think we can still get Aouar. The deal isn't completely dead yet."
So, do you know what's interesting about that, right? Depay was meant to go to Barcelona. Ren Adelaide was meant to be off, and there's meant to be a third, I think. So Lyon haven't got the sales they wanted, despite bringing in a few players, one of them being Lucas Paqueta. Look, I know nothing, and there's nothing suggesting that anything's going to happen. But Lyon need the cash. I mean, it wouldn't blow my mind if Arsenal went in for one last big bid and said, "Look, you need the cash. Let's do it." But I don't think that's going to happen, but it's definitely worth just keeping an eye on, I think.
Carlos says, Fabrizio Romano tweeted a couple of hours ago, there are no negotiations from Arsenal with Atletico for Partey, but you, as you said, you updated that, which was, say that again, what you said earlier.
Well, essentially, because it's a release clause, they don't have to go through Atletico, go straight to La Liga. It's been confirmed by Guillaume Balaguer and many other sources, so he's absolutely right, but that's not the way it's going to work out. Essentially,
Mohammed says Edu is playing chess. Apparently, they're pulling the Torreira deal and asking for a permanent deal. Also loaned Matteo Guendouzi to Hertha to block Lyon's move to block Olympic Lyon's player move to Hertha, which they are desperate to sell. And that was Rene Adelaide, wasn't it?
It might well have been, actually. I can't say for sure. I think you might be right. I tell you what, I mean, that would be a stroke of genius, wouldn't it? If he, but
that's too much of a big chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're that calculated, but that would be pretty special.
That would be pretty special if he could pull that off. I mean, yesterday people wanted to kill Edu.
Poor guy.
I saw something where somebody was saying to me that people were even messaging his son or something, which absolutely disgraceful.
No, absolutely disgraceful. I've got to say, no place for it. No place for it.
Gallon is saying Partey after Partey. Well, it will be a Partey if we do get him, especially with the fact that we didn't think anything was kind of incoming at the start of today. A super chat here from King Killer. He says, hopefully we can finally get Partey. And he's got a load of smiling emojis there. And why not? Yeah. It would be a great... James, we pulled it off, yeah? How would you view Arsenal's transfer window?
Do you know what? It's one of those things where someone's dangled out in front of you and then they take it away. It's very hard to forget that. But you're adding to last season the additions of Willian, Gabriel, and Partey, who I all believe are 3 great signings. Even Willian on a free, I'm very happy about it. Sabars comes back on loan. Saka, Martinelli, Aubameyang sign new contract. And then Smith Rowe and Saliba come back from their loans. I mean, I'm inclined to think that the squad is in a much, much, much better place than it was a year ago. Having said that, we do need that creator. We do need that extra spark, especially because it doesn't look like Ozil's going to play.
Mr. Ozil,
yeah, you know. So out of 10, I'm giving it an 8. I mean, if you can attract, you know, players like Gabriel and especially Partey after finishing 8th, that's pretty impressive.
Yep, definitely. AFC Kyle says Atletico are annoyed that they didn't get a courtesy call from Arsenal to say that they activated Partey's release clause after they've been in heavy contact with each other regarding Torreira. But then, you know, we've asked them about Partey when we've been doing the Torreira thing, and they basically said, no, sorry, get lost. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly how these things work if you need to do that, but...
I mean, other people have been making the point on Twitter, so I don't want to take credit for it, but it's absolutely right that they've got no obligation on Torreira. It's just a simple loan for them. As far as the reports are saying, they've not budged whatsoever on Partey. Even, I think there are even suggestions that we were willing to pay the full price, but we wanted to do it in installments. They would not budge. They're getting what they want with Torreira. If that's true that we've gone straight to La Liga, I don't feel no sympathy for them, quite frankly.
Harry says, if Partey signs, could it give Ozil the chance to play his creative way, but allows him to stroll around with Partey behind? I think those days of strolling around are done.
Yeah,
I think Mikel Arteta, you can see how he plays. He wants everybody on him.
Yeah.
And even with Partey coming in, I just don't see no way back from Ozil. I think there's been a concerted effort to get him out, and there's been a concerted effort to say, no matter what, you ain't playing. That's the way it comes across to me. I don't know if it's because of the whole wage cut thing, the China thing, but he's definitely completely out of favour. Completely out of favour.
I'm with you. I don't think there's a way back personally. It's a shame. I actually think he deserves a better send off than that, but you know, I've got to back the manager here.
Yeah. Sorry, this one is Samuel says, I'm happy Partey is joining. Hopefully joining steady, right? He says, like we say in Ghana, Akwaba, right? So he's hoping that happens. And of course, you know, I've got a friend of mine's Ghanaian, and he was saying to me, he goes, Robbie, if he signs, he goes, trust me, he goes, the whole of Ghana is going to be, because there's already a lot of Arsenal fans in Ghana. So it would go down really, really well. Billy says, unlikely title challenge with Partey. I don't think, listen, it's not about, I still don't think we can challenge for the title even with Partey. But then you see some of the results over this weekend and you say to yourself, well, you never know. The teams that are going to be really hard to beat this season are going to be the teams that are going to do really, really well.
I completely agree with you. I still think we'd be left too short. But he's definitely a major upgrade, mainly because he's a player we don't have, a box-to-box, really defensively sound midfielder, and probably haven't had for a long time. So you'll definitely elevate us, there's no doubt.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. King Killer again, he says, if we do get Partey, hopefully we can get to the top 4. And I think that's a lot more realistic. I do think bringing in Thomas Partey gives us a great chance of getting into the top 4, because, you know, so you look at some of the other teams, they have strengthened. You know, you looked at Tottenham yesterday against Man United, they did look pretty strong, Tottenham, and their bench looked decent as well. So we do, you know, they sort of Bale to come back in and that. We've got a lot of firepower up front, but it's been that midfield area.
I agree, completely. And it is important, as you said, you know, if we sign him, if it goes up, you know, a lot can still go wrong, and I think that needs to be remembered, but it is looking really good. And if we get this over the line, what a brilliant deadline day.
I like this one. As says Partey, Partey or prepare for mayhem.
Yeah.
You know what? That ain't no lie.
No, I know that's the sad thing. He's right, isn't he? Yeah.
Mano says, who would you prefer, Partey or Aouar, if you had to choose?
You want to take this on or me?
Go on, you first.
Yeah, I don't want to backtrack on it. I always said I preferred Aouar because I think he's more what we need. But that's a very recent thing. That's a recent bias. It's been 10, 20 years of needing Partey. Well, 20. But it's been a long time of needing a Partey. It's only recently we've needed an Aouar. I just look at the way Arteta's really set us up defensively. And I think actually, you know, defending is as much about bodies as it is about personnel. Whereas going forward, I believe personnel make a massive difference. Aouar for me, but I'm not going to complain for 1 second about Partey.
Yeah, for me, I've always sort of said I prefer Partey, even though I know that we need a guy like Aouar to be that creator. But I always look at the problems that we've had for such a long time, and it's the spine of the team. And I'm like, a bit of power, a bit of, you know, somebody who can go box to box, but someone with a bit of power, someone that stops us from being bullied. Now, I just look at it and I think you bring Aouar into there, creativity will improve, but this guy, bringing him in, improves the spine, makes us harder to beat. That needs to be the first step, I always feel, to success. Be hard to beat. Don't lose many games. Don't ship loads of goals. And I just feel Partey would bring that. So that's my preference. My preference is Partey. I always feel that you can go and get, there's always a lot of creative players out there, you know? So that would be my preference.
I agree.
Raheem, I lost the super chat from Raheem. All right, Wills says, hi, Robbie. Any news on potentially signing Aouar? Love the channel. We're not hearing nothing about Aouar. That's gone really, really quiet. So Ryan says, if we get Partey, Willian can be a central CAM with Pepe on the right. That's a good shout.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That is a really good point. And I know we're talking about Arsenal's problems going forward, but if Partey is the man that allows Arteta to move away from the back three and play a back four again and be more attacking, be more expressive because we've got that presence, then he's as much an attacking addition as he is a defensive addition. So, it's a very, very valid point. Willian might well do that.
I was trying to get this one up on the screen. The super chat is so funny. Harry Weston says, should we put Ozil in the Gunnosaurus outfit and finally get him earning some of that £350,000 a week? That's brilliant. Oh, you lot are merciless,
no
man.
Comment.
Elliot Roberts says, if we get Partey in, and it's a B for the transfer window.
What, A being the best?
A being the best, yeah. I don't know, man. I think you'd have to give it an A.
Yeah, maybe
I think
A star.
A star is Aouar coming. Yeah.
I think it's an A as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sinky Gaming says, Sayad deal has fallen. Hope we still find Partey. Sign Partey. That's Kalasan actually saying.
Just having a little look. Yeah. Nothing that I can see right now. Having said that, the news on Kolasinac has been quite in general. You know, it's not like the day has been around him, you know, definitely being on the brink. Having a little look. No, yeah, a few people commenting. Get German football news. Sarah Kolasinac will not be joined by Leverkusen from Arsenal. Left back will remain at the club. Okay. Meaning a deal for the Bosnians is very unlikely at this stage. Okay, yeah, looks like that has...
Could be a January one, that one.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is that, you know, in a few months' time, we'll be back in this again with January.
I know.
It's such a weird window.
It's such a weird window.
Tyrone says, G. Ramos has been playing this season's Benfica B. Ridiculous stats, real good. Him and Gabriel, Eddie Bakayo, Joe, Alex, Ainsley, Costaninos, and Co. 22, 23. That must mean maybe million. So he's on a scouting mission there. Yati's man says, what's this about Gunnosaurus? It's a shambles, if you ask me. Is this part of a funding party? What the fuck is going on? What are your thoughts on it, Robbie? Now, you know what? Funny enough, right? Just before I came on here, I just did an interview with ITV where they were asking me about it. My first thing on this, before I even give you my thoughts on it, on this whole Gunnosaurus story, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically the story is that Gunnosaurus has been sacked, and it's big news. I think it's a very mischievous headline by the papers today. From what I understand, and I know the guy who does that Gunnosaurus, it's not just the mascot Gunnosaurus work he does. He does a lot of work at the club. He's one of the people that are employed by the club. I'm wondering, I haven't seen him obviously since lockdown. I'm wondering if he was one of the 55 people that were laid off, because they did lay off a lot of staff that have been at the club for a long time. I get the feeling that he was one of the 55. And then in the newspaper, remember that 55 was laid off quite a while back. And then at the newspaper now, knowing that today's transfer deadline day, I said, great story, Gunnosaurus is sacked. It's sad that anybody has lost their job there. And, you know, I know that guy, you know, he's a guy that loves Arsenal Football Club. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes for years. And it'd be really sad that if he has lost his job, which when I was speaking to the guys on ITV, they spoke to the press people at Arsenal, and he has. It is sad, but I just think the story is a bit mischief-making today. But, you know, it is sad that he's lost his job. They are saying, however, though, that he's more lost his general job behind the scenes, but he can still do the Gunnosaurus stuff. Okay. So I don't know. Until I hear it from the horse's mouth, who knows what to say.
No, yeah.
Harry Weston says, reports United's Ed Woodward has placed a 7.5 million offer for Gunnosaurus to partner Harry Maguire at the back.
If Harry Maguire's 80 million, I want 100 million for Gunnosaurus.
You know what? The thing is about it, I'm gonna hold my hands up and say I wanted Maguire at Arsenal.
No, I did too.
I think that'd be a great signing for Arsenal. When I saw 80 million, I was like, 80 million?
Yeah.
Jeez. And now you're starting to see the reason why sometimes clubs don't want to pay over the odds for players.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Fetas05 says, I'm glad we are moving to get Partey. This felt like the summer of Benzema and that clown ITK. Oh, I'm not going to read the name of the person who's saying it, right? And DEFSKY says, Arteta could fancy Smith Rowe this season. Looked great on loan. Side note, how impressed are you with Tierney? Proud to have a fellow Scot in the team. Tierney's been an excellent signing, and I think we haven't even seen the best of him yet.
No, I agree. And that Smith Rowe point is very true. I mean, if there's going to be someone who emerges and plays that number 10 attacking midfield role, yeah, why not Smith Rowe? It did look really good at Huddersfield. Yeah, so fingers crossed on that.
Brandon says, hi there, Robbie. Is there anywhere phoning in so we can talk about the transfer window? Not at the moment, not today. We're actually moving office. So you can see it's a bit thing. We're moving to a brand new studio, actually. So you'll see a lot more of that. You're going to see a lot more of James. He's one of our presenters who's coming on board as well. So once we're set up there, we're going to have all that functionality there. So look out for that. M. Rivera says, thoughts on Spurs thrashing Manchester United. It was mixed emotions, man, because you know what? I always want Man United to get thrashed.
Yeah.
But they're like, why Spurs? But I don't know, man. Yeah, it was a mixed emotions because, you know, Spurs, they have to admit, they look good.
Spurs are really, really good, I have to say. And even before the sending off, they were causing United all sorts of problems. So thoroughly deserved the win, regardless of whatever decisions.
Yeah. What about this, though? Jordan says, right, and this is talking of Spurs, and this is a rumour that has been flying around today. Christian Eriksen, Inter Milan, very unhappy apparently at the moment, not getting no game time. Talks and rumours around today that instead of Aouar, Arsenal might try and move to get Eriksen on loan till the end of the season. That would be an interesting one. Jordan says should sign Eriksen. What about, would you take Eriksen?
Look, I'm going to quote stuff I've seen on Twitter, and I don't know how reliable it is, but they're saying that he's available for loan and they're going to pay 50% of wages. So that's 200,000, would be half would be paid. Yeah, I would take it, if I'm honest. I know there's questions over work rate, and he struggled the last year or so at Spurs, but he's got quality. He's got serious quality. I'd have a go. Yeah, I would.
Raul said we should try and get Sangara. The new Yaya Toure or Decore. Well, Decore's gone to. He's gone to Everton. He can't get Decore. Or William Carvalho, Danilo.
William Carvalho just screams of 2015.
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
it?
done.
Yeah.
Tyrone again. G. Ramos. Benfica B games this season with excellent product, ridiculous goals and assists from left midfield within a 4-3-3. I don't know anything.
But personally don't know enough about him.
Never heard of this guy, so I'm sorry. I don't have no knowledge on that. What missed that one? Hazer says Ericsson is underrated. Ericsson was a key to Tottenham's team.
I think there was a weird point where he was slightly overrated. And then actually when he started playing badly, people forgot that he's got lots of quality. He's still a very good player. Yeah.
Tash says with Partey and Xhaka being very defensive, Ozil can come back into the fold. You guys are trying the hardest to get him back in. And there's less pressure on him defensively. Creatively, he's still one of the best around. Well, we don't know at the moment, do we? Temi says, try Mario Götze on a 6-month loan. That's very 2000
Yeah, 13 now that we're talking. That's not one I'd be overly against, you know. He's still a decent age. I think he's 27, 28.
Sangara's went to PSV. So I saw that he was linked there.
I think he's gone.
Dele Alli links. So I can't see that. Forget Dele Alli. We don't get on Dele Alli.
No.
Gabriel says, check out M. Honcho's tweet. He's trying to convince Awar to come to Arsenal. We need both. Getting one is not good enough. I think you were showing me that earlier.
I saw that. I mean, I'm going to.
What M. Honcho? Big Arsenal fan.
He did. He tried, and I think, unless it's fake and edited, I think Awar replied. I mean, I love that. There's other people trying to help us out.
Vectrason says Awar is still on. And Arsenal, and the fee will be agreed. Don't sleep on Awar, guys, all right? You might be hearing something that we ain't heard. Micah saying, try Lamar. That's very...
I'd love to know your thoughts on this very quickly, because he's so divisive. Some people remember how good he was.
I remember how good he was.
3 years ago, we were about to pay 90 million for him.
Yeah, he was a great player.
On a loan?
But, nah.
No,
I'm not with that. J-Rock says, Robbie, are we getting the Bias Premier League show today? It's being edited as we speak, and I'm telling you, it's a brilliant show today. We've got HD cuts on it. He's the guy who cuts the hair of all the top players. Aubameyang, Raheem Sterling. He does everybody. It's a really fascinating show today, and Troops is on form. Man United fans and Liverpool fans may not want to watch today. Let's just say that. And Vladimir, this is going to be, I'm going to do 2 more. Vladimir says we should dress up Ty as Gunnosaurus. Would suit the move as he can supply his own Arsenal water bottle and merchandise. Right, so it wouldn't even cost Stan Kroenke anything. Victor P says, thoughts on Draxler? Lowe's been asking for a move elsewhere to get some game time.
What do you think? I prefer Lamar, actually, weirdly.
No, I prefer Draxler.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why I prefer Lamar.
Brandon says, glad Arsenal haven't deviated from their #1 targets. Not sure just Partey is enough, but at least he's a player that Mikel wants not to panic by, like he's put hashtag Man United. Wayne Sage says, growing up in Jamaica, there are far more United fans than there are Tottenham. Actually, never met a Tottenham fan. So I have a special hate for United. Love seeing them lose and lose badly. I hear you on that, bro. Yeah. And let me just do one more. This guy here siding with you. Says Todd Cantwell from Norwich. You've been putting in a shout for him.
Yeah, I've been putting a shout for a few Championship players. They're there, they're available. They're still available for another 10 days. See how the rest of today goes. And
so good he took Norwich down.
Yeah.
But no, to be real, Todd Cantwell is a good player.
Yeah.
Very, very good player. And I'm surprised no one's come in for him. It's got to be the money, innit?
I think so.
Yeah.
But then you look at the fees that they've been reluctantly probably agreeing to for Ben Godfrey now. It's gone for 20 to 26 million to Everton. Maybe there's a deal to be done there.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for watching this Transfer Daily Extra. Thank you, James. We are going to be monitoring the situation all night. If Partey signs, we're going to be down by the ground, getting people's reactions down there as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on it, but let's keep our fingers crossed that we can get this deal over the line. Thomas Partey would be a great signing for Arsenal. Let's be real. And it would change the whole look of the transfer window. However, it's not done yet. So let's wait and see what happens.